Shalom, shalom. Can you guys hear me and see me? Shalom, everybody. What's going on? How's everybody feeling this morning? Shalom, shalom. Grateful. That's right. That's what I want to hear. To have breath, to know that the Father, all praises. Feeling really better now. All praises. Let's wait for it a little bit. Some more people to come on. You gotta hit that like button. Want to talk a little bit. Like and share if you can. All praises. That's it. Repent. That's what I just did. I just repented of all my sins. Shalom, sis. Valerie. All right. As you guys can see the title of this lesson, as you can see the title of this lesson, I mean, man, my eyes are open wide with this silk portion, man. These Christians out there, These Christians don't know. They still waiting on the mark of the beast. They still waiting on the rapture. They still waiting, for this technology to explode. Oh man, they don't have a clue, right? They stay waiting on everything to happen, but not knowing that the New World Order has been here for a long, 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 long time. Long, long time. Let me ask you guys a question. When was the rulership of the Gentiles over? And they still waiting on something? Today I'm going to show you when the New World Order began. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you today when it actually began. Shalom, honoring the Most High. It's over. It's over, brothers and sisters. Stop waiting for you. This is what happened. This is why Christianity is one hell of a drug. And I'm not knocking them. I'm just telling the truth. I'm not knocking them. They just lost. I'm just telling the truth. The shame of the devil. All this stuff, people waiting for robots. People waiting for marks, RFID chips. It's already here. Why don't we got it yet? Why? It's crazy, right? All right, let's get straight into it, y'all. Giving all honor. Giving all honor. You can see it, right? You can see it. I want to give all honor and glory to the Creator of the heavens and the earth. It's buffering. Giving all honor and glory to the Creator of the heavens and the earth. Abba, our Father. His Son Yeshua into the Holy Spirit. We're going to get straight into it. Let's go. Let's go to seal portion 86. And let's start at verse number 1. We're going to do a little overview of chapter 86 today. We're going to precept it. number 1 up if you're there. I'm gonna wait for you. Oh. There you go. And it reads, and now there shall be much confusion in the later days. Oh, my bad. Thank you. And now there shall be much confusion in the later days. How much confusion? Much confusion in the later days, because of these blessings which Satan shall give unto those who follow his plan. You see that? The blessings of Satan. They're going to confuse people. Or rather, there shall be much confusion because of the power of nature that Satan shall use to institute the giving of his blessings to those who follow him. Verse number 2. Behold, it is the design of the plan of Lucifer. Now listen to this. It is the design of the plan of Lucifer to make the days of our probation easy and labor-free. Stop right there. Let's be honest with each other. How many of you got jobs that you don't sweat? Put a number 2 up. If you got a job and you don't sweat, you ain't out there working physically. Put a number 2 up. If you got a job and you don't sweat, you don't have to be in good shape, those are blessings of Lucifer. Not to say that you following Lucifer, but that's the blessings of Lucifer. Let's continue. Behold, it is the design of the plan of Lucifer to make the days of our probation easy and labor-free, so that we might partake of his blessings. You see that? So we have more free time to partake in his blessings. Without toil or labor, enjoying the fruits that he provideth for us by following his plan. You see that? So you got all this extra, like, okay, let's compare it to someone that cuts grass outside. Cuts grass, is a gardener who picks corn, all these different jobs that is really labor. They don't have time to do none of that to enjoy the blessings of Satan. You really don't. Because at the end of the day, when you labor like that, I've never had one like that. When you labor like that, all you want to do is go home and rest. You ain't got time to enjoy Satan's blessings. You're there trying to massage your feet, your back hurt. This is what Satan is trying to keep people away from. And this is what the Most High is trying to keep you in. So I just want you guys to see that real quick. Now, verse 3. Now listen to this. Now in this thing, Satan has used some principles of the plan of the Father. So now we're going to understand what principles Lucifer used from the plan of the Father. Okay? Verse 3. Now in this thing, Satan has used some principles of the plan of the Father in his own plan. Stop right there. Now let's keep reading. For the Father has also promised that in his kingdoms, there shall be no more toil or labor, and that all shall enjoy the eternal blessings of peace and happiness forever. You see that? So this is what Lucifer instituted in his plan. The Father's plan is when you go to your kingdoms of glory, you ain't gonna have to work no more. You ain't gonna have to, you're gonna be provided for. So right now, Satan is trying to operate in the glories and not have you work by the sweat of your own brow. That's what Satan instituted in his plan from the Father. Can you guys see it? Put a number 1 up if you can see it. Now watch this. Now watch this. Let's go to 85. We're going to precept this. Let's go to 85 and let's start at verse 66. 85 and 66. Put a number 2 up if you're there. All right. Behold, how many of you of the later days are willing to labor in all the hours of the day in the heat of the sun to obtain the food that you need to sustain your lives. Stop right there. Most High is asking the question. He's talking to us. Put a number 5 up if you are willing to work for your food. Let me read it again. Behold, how many of you of the later days are willing to labor in all the hours of a day, in the heat, in the what? In the heat of the sun, to obtain the food that you need to sustain your lives. Stop right there. That's right. All praises. Verse 67. I say unto you that none of you who are rich, what? I say unto you that none of you who are rich shall have a desire to do this thing. But think that this type of work is below the dignity that you have supposed of you for yourself. Come on up out of here. Now pay attention to this. Listen to this. But I say unto you, when the Lord cometh, who? When Yeshua cometh, in the glory of the Father, he shall employ himself as a laborer in the fields among those who are his friends, and whom he loveth because of their humility and love for him. Stop right there. Who's going to be laboring in the field when he come back? Can you see him? Can you see him with one of them garden hats on? Can you see him working by the sweat of his own brow? Let's continue. And these are those of whom he has spoken when he said that the poor and the meek and the lowly of heart shall inherit the earth and sit in the houses that are left desolate by the rich. Stop right there. What? You see that? Read that again. And the meek and the lowly of heart shall inherit the earth and sit in the houses that are left desolate by the rich. You don't see all the gardeners that cut grass right now. You don't see all the gardeners that cut grass, that go out there and pick your food. They're going to be sitting in the rich's house that are desolate when Yeshua come back. Even those of you who would not labor by the sweat of your own brow to provide your own table with those things that you would eat. Now verse 70. And now there shall be many of you who shall read these things, and shall think in your hearts that you do another type of work that is important to the world, instead of working in the field to produce the food that you do eat. What? What? I gotta read this again. And now there shall be many of you who shall read these things and shall think in your hearts that you do another type of work that is important to the world, instead of working in the fields to produce the food that you do eat. But I say unto you, of what importance is the work that you do? Stop right there. What? Let's think about this. Think about it. This is why we can't be self-sufficient. This is why it's hard for some people to live off grid, when the Most High wants you to live off grid, to be self-sufficient. But I say unto you, of what importance is the work that you do? Think about it. What the work that you do right now? What important is it? Is it more important than producing food? Hell no. Do you do anything that produce that which you need to sustain your lives? Even that which can feed you or clothe you or provide you with a shelter from the natural elements of the world. I say unto you that you do not employ yourself in any of these things that would sustain your lives. And if you were to do one of these things, then you would not be rich, for you would not have the glory and honor of men, which is that which you would need to be given of those things that would make you rich. For it shall come to pass that this great beast of the later days shall place a value upon all aspects of the lives of the children of men. And there shall be a value upon all the things of the earth, even a value that shall be determined by the merchants and the leaders, who shall fornicate lavishly with the whore of the later days. Stop right there. This is the plan of Lucifer. Can you see it? Anything that you do by the sweat, anything that you do and you don't sweat, you don't produce food, you don't build houses, you don't make clothes, anything that you do that you can't be self-sufficient and sustain your life is for nothing. It's for nothing. And if you think about it, this is why you get paid more. at those certain jobs to keep you away from being self-sufficient. This is the plan of Lucifer. He wants you to be in a position where you have to depend on the government. That's what he wants you to do. Now, let's go. Seal portion 86 and verse number 4. 86 and 4. Nevertheless, it shall be shown unto you that the plan of Lucifer shall fail miserably. What? Nevertheless, it shall be shown unto you that the plan of Lucifer shall fail miserably in his promises of providing eternal peace and happiness as we have been promised by the Father. You see that? And right now it's being evident. The plan of Lucifer right now is failing miserably right now as we speak. Can you guys see it? It's failing. Let's precept this. Seal portion 77 and 22. Seal portion 77 and 22. It's failing. It's about to be over, man. This is why I'm saying people are waiting for a new world order. It's already here. What more can they do to destroy you? They gave you religion. They gave you, they made you comfortable. What more can they do? You waiting for people to turn into robots? They ain't got enough time. They're going to destroy themselves. Now, chapter 77 and verse 22. And Lucifer stood before the Father, and the Father took Lucifer by himself and said unto him, My son, that which thou hast done in the world, which I have caused to be created for my children, has proven that thy plan cannot work. What? This is the Father telling Lucifer that thy plan cannot work to the benefit of the happiness of all of my children. Stop right there. Even at that time, the Most High was trying to tell Lucifer, hey, your plan is not working. It's not working. He tried to tell him right there, but he didn't want to listen. So he asked for more power. Right? Now let's go back. 86 and verse number 5. Seal portion 86 and 5. And in the later days, Satan shall be given power over his own dominion at the beginning of the half a times. Nevertheless, the Lord shall keep him bound for a short time at the beginning. At the what? At the beginning. So the Most High told Lucifer, I'm going to give you the power, but I'm going to give it to you after Joseph Smith is gone. After they killed Joseph Smith. Let's keep reading. And in the later days, Satan shall be given power over his own dominion at the beginning of the half a times. Nevertheless, the Lord shall keep him bound for a short time at the beginning, so that he can allow Joseph, the first prophet, the first of these last later day prophets, to set up a church according to the desires of Joseph. And this the Lord shall suffer, so that his words shall be fulfilled regarding the Gentiles. Stop right there. So this right here, after Joseph does what I have commanded him, then Satan is going to get his power, brothers and sisters. This right here is when the New World Order started. When Satan got his power. This is when it started. People are waiting for it, but it already it's here. It already started a long time ago. Verse 6. For the Gentiles shall have the same opportunity to live by the gospel of Jesus Christ as did the Jews. And those other Gentiles who were taught the gospel by the 12 apostles who were with Christ during the days of his ministry, the Gentiles of the last days shall reject the fullness of his gospel, just as the Jews did, who were the first, thus fulfilling the word of the Lord, when he said that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first, both receiving an equal opportunity in all things. Stop right there. So at that time, when Joseph Smith was giving the world the fullness of the gospel, the Gentiles had the opportunity to receive the fullness of the gospel. They had the same equal opportunity. Verse number 8. And it came to pass that after this church shall be established by Joseph in the later days, and the year and when Joseph started to establish that church was in 1830. This is when Joseph started to establish the church in 1830. And after the Gentiles have rejected the fullness of his gospel, then shall Satan have complete power over his own dominion, according to the words given by the Lord to Joseph in which he said, stop right there. You guys see that? That's when Lucifer was released with all the power. Let's precept this. We're going to precept it. Sealed portion 3188. Sealed portion 3188. And this first prophet, Joseph Smith, of the later days, even he that shall bring forth the unsealed portion of this record, the Book of Mormon, shall be given a revelation from God. What? Shall be given a revelation from God, in which he shall warn the people of the earth that the time is not yet, but is nigh at hand, when Satan shall be released and have power over his own dominion. Joseph Smith got a revelation from God to tell the people that Satan will be released with all his power that the Most High gonna give him after I die. Come on up out of here. And this revelation shall be given unto the children of men just before the day and the hour that the Father shall take off the chains by which Satan has been bound, even that he shall no longer forbid Satan from showing forth his power unto the children of men. Stop right there. So let's think about this. After Joseph Smith died, Satan's chains came off. He got his power back. This is when the New World Order officially started. You guys see it? Think about it. He getting all his power back? What's holding him back? What's holding him back? Nothing now. And people over here waiting. Crazy. Now, let's go. Sealed portion 86 and verse number 9. Sealed portion 86 and verse number 9. And again, verily, I say unto you, O inhabitants of the earth, I the Lord am willing to make these things known unto all flesh. This is what he's doing. He's making it known unto all flesh. For I am no respecter of persons, and will that all men shall know that the day speedily cometh. The hour is not yet, but it is nigh at hand, when peace shall be taken from the earth, when peace, the gospel of peace. When Joseph Smith died, was murdered, peace was taken from the earth, the gospel of peace. And the devil shall have power over his own dominion. You guys see it? Do you see it? Peace. This is when Lucifer, when the holy order was taken away from the earth, and Lucifer got his full power after Joseph Smith was murdered. Verse number 10. And also the Lord shall have power over his saints. Now this is jumping to 2019 right here. Now this is jumping to 2019. And also the Lord shall have power over his saints, and shall reign in their midst, and shall come down in judgment upon Idumea, or the world. Verse 11. Now listen to this. And now, my brothers and sisters of the later days, listen to this. And now, my brothers and sisters of the later days, I would that you should find the date when this revelation and these words of the Lord are given unto Joseph. Stop right there. What is he talking about? When Satan was released. He said, man, you need to find the date when this revelation and these words of the Lord are given unto Joseph. Yea, you shall see that they shall be given unto him after he has established the church of God for the last time upon the earth. When did Joseph Smith get murdered? I know the date, but do you guys know the date? When did he get murdered? It just passed, right? We just passed the date that he got murdered. June 27, 1844. And you shall see that Satan has not yet at this time been released to have complete power over his own dominion according to the words of the Lord. And if you know this time, you shall also realize that up until this time, throughout the history of the children of men, very little, what? Progress was made in the advancement of science and technology. Stop right there. So before 1844, there was little made of technology. Very little. But after Joseph Smith was gone, when he got murdered, now you can see that technology and science was advanced. Let's read this again. Verse 13. And if you know this time, you shall also realize that up until this time, throughout the history of the children of men, very little progress was made in the advancement of science and technology, even in the understanding of the powers of nature, and have to control these powers, immortality. Can you see it? When was electricity? When was electricity made? After Joseph Smith was gone, went to the kingdom, that's when Lucifer increased his knowledge to the world. This is when your new world order started. All the advancements. Verse 14. Nevertheless, after Satan shall be released from the restrictions that the Father has placed upon him concerning these things. So after Satan shall be released from the restrictions that the Father has placed upon him concerning these things, yea, even shortly after, the fullness of the gospel shall be once again taken from off the earth after the death of Joseph Smith. What? After the death of Joseph Smith. This is when the fullness of the gospel was taken off the earth. Yea, even shortly after the fullness of the gospel shall be once again taken from off the face of the earth after the death of Joseph Smith, or Joseph. Then shall great advancements in science and technology be made throughout the whole earth. But more, especially among the people who live in the United States, which Satan has chosen for himself to set up his final kingdom, and in which he shall establish his seed. Stop right there. Where are most of the advancements going to be at? Where are most of the advancements going to be at, brothers and sisters? The United States, right? Now let's precept this. Let's precept this. Let's go to seal portion 84 and 63. We're precepting 84 and 63. The model of a car in 1908. There you go. Can you guys see me and hear me? Somebody's having some problems with the chat and the live. Am I still good, you guys? Yes. Okay. So let's precept this. Seal portion 84 and 63. We're going to see why. What book were we in? We're in the seal portion. Now we're going to see why all the advancements are in the United States. Seal portion 84 and 63. And it shall come to pass that the nation of the Gentiles shall not know of the Americas until the time just before the Lord allows Satan to exercise his authority and power. And Satan shall be allowed to cause the nations that belong to the great and abominable church to discover the land that the Lord has hidden from them. And this was one thing that Lucifer complained of the Father, even that he did not have the finest parts of the earth in which to bring forth his plan and bring happiness to those who would follow him. You see that right there? Satan asked the Most High if he can have the Americas. This is why a lot of the inventions and the advancements of technology are here. Because Satan wanted the finest parts of the earth. Verse 65. And for this reason, the Lord shall allow Satan to inspire the explorers of the great nations of the Gentiles to discover the land of the Americas, which is the land of my fathers. Stop right there. Now let's go back. Seal portion 86 and 15. Put a number 1 up when you're there. Man, this is Gadai University. Boy, let's thank the Father. And then when he has established his seed And after the restrictions that were placed upon him by the Father has been lifted, then shall he begin to introduce these exceeding marvelous advancements in science and technology that shall revolutionize the matter of living throughout the whole earth. Yea, but in the beginning, only among those of the earth who are rich. Stop right there. You see that? So when this started, only the rich could receive most of the advancements of the earth. Only the rich in the beginning, when Satan first got his power. It wasn't shown, it wasn't all shown to the poor in the beginning. Only the rich were given a lot of these advancements before you did, before our ancestors did. Because there was still slavery going on. Verse 16. For the purpose of introducing these miracles among the children of men is so that their lives might be more easily lived. Stop right there. That's where your dishwasher come in. That's where your washing machine come in. That's where your vacuum, that little vacuum that just moves by itself. So you ain't got to do it no more. Automobiles, TV, cell phones, to make your life easier. This is Satan's plan. And that they microwaves. Yeah, you ain't got to cook, just put it in the microwave. Let it burn all the vitamins. When VCRs came out in 1977, there was over $1,000. There were over $1,000. See? Where am I at? Verse 16 again. For the purpose of introducing these miracles among the children of men is so that their lives might be more easily lived, and that they might pursue the selfish desires of their own happiness. Do you see that right there? This is why the devil created all these advancements, and that they might pursue the selfish desires of their own happiness, without laboring so treacherously by the sweat of their own brows, as they were commanded by the Lord in the beginning. This was all to take you away from the Father's plan. Let's precept this. 86 and 3. Seal portion 86 and 3. Now, in this thing, Satan has used some principles of the plan of the Father in his own plan. Now listen to this. For the Father has also promised that in his kingdoms there shall be no more toil or labor, and that all shall enjoy the eternal blessings of peace and happiness forever. Stop right there. This is what Satan took from the Father's plan and put it in his plan. So your life, so you wouldn't have to work no more by the sweat of your brow. So you can experience the kingdoms of glory on earth. Seal portion 86:17. Now listen to this. And you shall know from this record that this has been the plan of Lucifer from the beginning. Stop right there. From what? From the beginning. Even the power and the blessings that he has given unto the rich and powerful, who have followed his plan and have been given their rewards for following him. And one of these blessings is the easiness and luxury of life, which the rich enjoy in all things. That's one of the blessings of Lucifer, is the easiness of life. Nevertheless, the matter of life of the rich, since the beginning until the time that Satan shall have the restrictions of the Father lifted from him, is not as easy and as luxurious as the life that they shall lead in the later days. What? You see that? I remember I was watching an interview with Mike Tyson. I watched the interview with Mike Tyson. And this is when he was old or older. He was just telling everybody how happy he was and why he was happy. He said he ain't got that much money no more. He ain't got all the fancy stuff no more. He ain't having people around him trying to be his friend just so they can take stuff from him. You seen that too, right? He telling the truth. It's not as luxurious. It's not as good as people think. This plan doesn't bring you happiness at all. When Satan shall show forth his power by using the miracles of science and technology to reward those who follow him. And since the beginning, there have been many men who have known the laws of nature and who have introduced some of their knowledge of these laws among the children of men. What? There have been many men who have known the laws of nature and who have introduced some of their knowledge of these laws among the children of men. And Satan has also inspired many men since the beginning with the same knowledge that the prophets of God received through the ministration of the Holy Spirit. The prophets knew about this technology, but they were commanded not to tell anybody about the technology. But these men, they got that from Satan, the other men that knew the laws of nature and introduced some of their knowledge of these laws among the children of men. Now let's precept this. Let's go to seal portion 77 and 34. Seal portion 77 and 34. Let's start at verse 33. And before Lucifer was released to give this knowledge unto the world, he began during this time that the brother of Jared had written as the time of the Renaissance to influence the minds of some men in that which he could reveal unto them of science and of the knowledge that would lead them to the revelations that they would eventually receive when he was released from the restrictions that were placed upon him by the Father. Verse 34. And there were many men. How many? And there were many men who made great strides in the introduction of these things of Satan. And now these same men have become renowned and great in the eyes of all other men in the later days, who have benefited from their work. And I have seen some of their names in the words of the brother of Jared. Nevertheless, I will not include their names in this record, because they are the servants of Satan and deserve no more honor for that which they have done, except that which has already been given unto them by Satan and those who follow him. Stop right there. Who are some of these men? Put some names up on the board. Who are some of these men? Benjamin Franklin, Harry Ford, there you go. Isaac Newton. Man, Most High giving us everything right now, man. Too many demons to Gates. I just want you guys to show the people that are gonna watch this lesson who they are. Man, Most High is good, man. He's given us timelines. He's given us when Satan has been released. He's given us all this, man. Come on up out of here. Now, sealed portion 86 and verse number 20. And it reads, nevertheless, the prophets of God did not reveal any of these things to the world. For they are forbidden by the Lord, as I have explained it unto you previously in this record. But those who follow Satan know nothing of the things of God, and do not understand that which can take place upon the earth when these eternal laws of nature are misused in unrighteousness. You see, and this is why I'm telling people that they don't have that much time to do. People think they got, the 2030. I think that's what they're talking about. You know, the world's gonna change, and you know, we're gonna we're gonna be one with technology. Our DNA is gonna, all this, man. I'm like, dude, the rulership has the Gentile rulership is over. What you talking about? Outer Q, reason why icons know where to begin. Yeah, 2030 agenda. Yeah, that's a fairy tale. That's a fairy tale. Your rulership is over. It's over. That's a fairy tale. And that's why this is why Christianity, they lost. Transhumanism, right? Peek this book, Black Inventors. There you go. Get that book. What you saying, I've been saying that to everyone I come across. We don't have that much time. Yeah. People just need to read this book, man. The sealed portion. Everything's in it. Verse 22. For this reason, even though there were many who understood the nature of these laws, none were given the ability to use this knowledge to control the power of these laws. And it is the power to use these eternal laws from which the Father had restricted Satan until the latter days. Until the latter days. In 1844, when Joseph Smith died. For the Father knew. How many years is that, brothers and sisters? From 1844 until 2022. How many years has Satan had his power for? I want to see a number. All you mathematics, I'm gonna write this down. A 178 years. A 178 years. He's been having his power. And you don't think that the New World Order is already here? This is the New World Order. You got churches everywhere. You got every church you can think of here in America. You got they're keeping you away from all the jobs that are being self-sufficient. They got all these colleges set up to dumb you down. You already got the mark of the beast. I know I ain't the smartest man in the world, but dang. Verse 23. For the Father knew that once a knowledge of this power was given to the world, then it would be used in unrighteousness by those who follow the plan of Lucifer, which plan offers all the power of God to any who follow him. And I have already explained unto you that when the wicked use these powers for their own purpose, which are the purpose that Satan would allow them according to his plan, then great misery and destruction shall come upon the earth. Stop right there. Can you guys see the great misery and destruction coming upon the earth? Because they're misusing the technology and advancements. Can you see it? Coming up, and they wait until 2030. Crazy. Verse 25. And if these powers are left unchecked by righteousness, what? And if these powers are left unchecked by righteousness, you see that? They've been left unchecked by righteousness for 178 years. That's how long they've been unchecked by righteousness, for 178 years. And they would soon destroy the earth, which the Father has created to bring happiness to his children. not the misery that they shall suffer by the misuse of these laws. And it shall come to pass in the later days, when the Father shall no longer hold him bound, that Satan shall have no further restrictions upon him, and he shall begin to use this power to reward them that follow him. What year was he restricted? What year was he released? After Joseph Smith was murdered. That's when he was released. 1844. And in that day that he shall begin to rage in the hearts of the children of men and have power over them, there shall be many who shall introduce unto the world their inventions and their ideas and their contraptions, which shall use the laws of nature to do the biddings of Satan in all things. And these things which shall be introduced by the power of Satan shall be used by those who have invented them and introduced them unto the world to get gain, and to become rich. And much of the inspiration that they shall receive in inventing these things shall come from their desire to not work. What? Their desire to not work. Their desire to not work. This is what it's all about. They're trying to live celestial on the earth. To not work by the sweat of their own brow and perform manual labor all the days of their lives. And now the Father gave the commandment to Adam and Eve that they should not work and eat. And now the Father gave the commandment to Adam and Eve that they should work and eat by the sweat of their brow all the days of their lives for a righteous purpose. You see that? That's a commandment. And this purpose was so that we might learn through experience. What? Listen to this. This is why he wants us to work by the sweat of our own brow. And this purpose was so that we might learn through experience how glorious and wonderful his kingdoms of glory shall be unto us when we inherit them and do not have to work therein to sustain our lives. You see that? If you work a hard job right now, if you got to go out there and sweat by the, sweat and you know, do hard labor, you're going to appreciate the kingdoms. You will appreciate the kingdoms. But if you rich and you got all these advancements, you ain't gonna appreciate it. Verse 30. And we saw these eternal worlds. What? And we saw these eternal worlds with an S. Worlds, worlds, worlds. As spirit children of the Father. You see that? When we were spirit children, we saw all the glories of the kingdoms. But as spirit children who did not have the knowledge of good and evil. So when the Father showed you in the beginning, when you picked your glory, he showed you the celestial, the trilestial, and the telestial. He showed you this in the beginning. It says, but as spirit children who did not have the knowledge of good and evil, or the knowledge that the Father possesseth, we could not understand how glorious these kingdoms are. Stop right there. See, and that's what Lucifer is trying to do. He's trying to give you a life without struggle. So when you go to the kingdom, you're not going to appreciate it. But if you if you go through experience in life with struggles, with things happen to you in your life, trials and tribulation, and when you go to that kingdom of glory, you're going to appreciate it. You're going to understand. We had to come on this earth to go through it so we can appreciate what the Father's about to give us. Verse 31. For this reason, we are placed upon this earth to pass through the days of our mortality and experience labor. What? Experience labor. So don't get mad when you got to go out there and cut your grass. When you got to go out there and cut your bushes. When you got to go out there and pull your weeds. The Father gave you that responsibility to command you, to work by the sweat of your own brow. For this reason, we are placed upon this earth to pass through the days of our mortality and experience labor and toil and sweat and languors, so that we might appreciate and be happy with all that the Father has provided for us in his kingdoms. So let's think about this real quick. Your ancestors. Let's think about our ancestors, brothers and sisters. Were they slaves? Were they slaves? You think they're going to appreciate it? You think they're going to appreciate it? Man. Woo, I feel the Holy Spirit. Thank you, Father. Woo. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Woo, man, Holy Spirit flowing right now. Woo, receive it. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you. All praises to the Most High. Another wonderful lesson, making things simple and plain to all understand. All praises, all praise. I got more. Let's read 31. For this reason, we are placed upon this earth to pass through the days of our mortality and experience labor and toil and sweat and lugger. I can't pronounce that word. So that we might appreciate and be happy with all that the Father has provided for us in his kingdoms. And now, this is where Lucifer disagreed with the Father in the beginning. Stop right there. This is where Lucifer disagreed with the Father, because Lucifer did not want to experience any hardship, any evil, any work. This is where Lucifer disagreed with the Father about his plan. Let's precept this. Seal portion, chapter 5 and verse 17. Seal portion 5 and 17. Let's see where he disagreed. And it came to pass, that as the Father presented his plan of salvation to his spirit children, one of them stood up and questioned the Father and wondered why it should be that all spirits should not have the full blessings of the celestial glory like unto the Father. And this spirit was a great one among those that the Father had created. And his name was Lucifer, he being a spirit who was the firstborn of his eternal mother and a leader among the spirits. And Lucifer questioned the Father, saying, O my Father, forgive the boldness of my words, and allow me the agency that thou hast granted unto all thy creation. For behold, there are many among us that know that they will not become gods, and have thus accepted their place in thy kingdoms, in the glories that will begin, bring them their chosen happiness, but to which certain principles have been affixed. And now, my Father, why is it that these must suffer? You see that? This is where he questioned the Father. And now, my Father, why is it that these must suffer and not become as thou art, and also as our mothers are, powerful and blessed with the ability to have posterity and the joys that thou enjoyest in thy kingdoms? We know that thou art God, and that thou hast the power to give these things unto us, if it so be thy desire. And thou hast spoken unto us of our probation, and hast showed unto us examples of the pain and suffering that we must go through during the days of this probation. And I ask of thee, why is it necessary that we must suffer, so seeing that we already realize which glory in thy eternal kingdoms is the most satisfactory unto us? You see that right there? Is it not possible that thou canst create our eternal bodies for us and prepare the worlds in which we can live and give these things unto us without suffering and without passing through so much affliction and sorrow? And when Lucifer had spoken these words unto the Father, many of the other spirits began to voice their concern unto the Father also. Here goes the fallen angels. Even so much that there arose a mighty contention among the spirits who had gathered to hear the words of the Father. And there were many spirits who sided with Lucifer and joined him in what they thought was righteous and just desires. Stop right there. This is what it was about, man. To think about it. Think about it. Lucifer, he don't want you to experience suffering and pain. But we all have to go through it. This is why we're placed here. You might question the Father. Why do I have to go through this? Why is this happening? is for your own benefit. You might not see it in that moment, but it's for your own benefit to get you where you need to be. You need to accept it. Let's go. Let's continue. Seal portion 86 and 32. And now, this is where Lucifer disagreed with the Father in the beginning. We just read it. And then presented his own plan, in which we would not have to suffer these things during mortality. And because the plan that he presented to us, many of our brothers and sisters accepted it as a righteous plan. 86 and 32. Many of our brothers and sisters accepted it as a righteous plan, believing that it would ultimately bring eternal happiness to those who followed him, according to the promises that Lucifer made unto them. And it is the plan that many have followed upon this earth. Stop right there. What? And it is the plan that many have followed upon this earth during the days of their probation. Satan's plan. Highlight that. And it is this plan that many have followed upon this earth during the days of their probation. And these are the rich and the powerful, who have set themselves up above all others, and who have enslaved others to labor by the sweat of their brows, so that these do not have to labor and become lingerously. Now I want you guys to pay attention to this. I want you guys to really pay attention to this. Verse 34. Now, herein is the greatest problem with the plan of Lucifer compared in point with the plan of the Father. So this right here, this is very important. What we're about to read is very important. Now, herein is the greatest problem with the plan of Lucifer compared in point with the plan of the Father. Behold, in the plan of Lucifer, only a few can have the riches and the glory and the power. Stop right there. Highlight that. In the plan of Lucifer, only a few can have the riches and the glory and the power. Somebody got to be a slave. Somebody got to be a slave. Somebody got to be a slave in the plan of Lucifer. Someone said that's why it would not work. There it goes. Somebody got to be the slave. And they shall be given glory and power over others because of what they perceive as being their righteous desire, which are the righteous desires of Lucifer and not the desires of the Father. So according to the plan of Lucifer, somebody got to be a slave. Somebody got to be rich, and somebody got to be the slave. Verse 35. Behold, according to the plan of the Father. Now listen to this. Behold, according to the plan of the Father, all are created equal, and none is set up above another. Stop right there. You see the difference? You see the difference between the plan of the Father and the plan of Lucifer. See, in Lucifer's plan, somebody got to be the slave and somebody got to be rich. But according to the plan of the Father, nobody is above another. And those who have the knowledge and power of the gods shall be servants to those who do not have this power. Stop right there. Come on up out of here. Read it again. And those who have the knowledge and the power of the gods, the celestial beings, shall be servants to those who do not have this power. You see that? That's the difference between a celestial being and a terrestrial. "36. And those who have this great eternal power have been given this power only that they might serve others." What do you think the Father is? If you really look at what the Father does every day, just think about that. What does the Father do for everybody? Does he ask you for stuff? Or do you just ask him for stuff? Father is the biggest servant of all. He's your servant. Even if you're evil, even if you're righteous, he's still a servant of all. He ain't asking you for nothing. He's giving you free agency to choose his plan or the Father, his plan or Lucifer's plan. Verse 36 again. And those who have this eternal power have been given this power only that they might serve others and provide them with the happiness that the Father has promised to all of his children who choose him as their God and follow the plan that he has outlined for them. But according to the plan of Lucifer, so now we're going back to the plan of Lucifer, this power is given to all without regard to their righteous nature. Stop right there. What? But according to the plan of Lucifer, this power is given to all without regard to their righteous nature or the desires of their hearts, whether these desires only serve their own selfish interests or not. So this is what you're seeing. This is what you're seeing. You're seeing people right now that only think about themselves with some of the power of nature. This is what you're seeing right now. And what has the world become? The rich are getting richer and the poor is getting poorer. This is what it's become. So you're getting a little taste of you seeing terrestrial beings rule the world or have this power. You're seeing it. It's right in front of your face. The three unclean spirits: lust, selfishness, and hate. There you go. This is what you see. Where am I at? Verse 38. And according to his plan, in order for us to have this great power, it becometh a necessity that there are others who are our servants. What? Read it again. And according to his plan, Lucifer, in order for us to have this power, it becometh a necessity that there are others who are our servants, or who do not have this power and authority, but shall remain servants to the gods of Lucifer forever. Now this is the great difference between the plan of the Father and the plan of Lucifer. Now pay attention to this. Listen to this. This is the great difference between the plan of the Father and the plan of Lucifer. Listen to this. For the plan of the Father maketh servants of those who have the power of an eternal God. And the plan of Lucifer maketh servants for those who have this same power. Stop right there. Do you guys see that? Let me read it again. For the plan of the Father maketh servants of those who have the power of an eternal God. And the plan of Lucifer maketh servants for those who have this same power. And it is also a part of the plan of Lucifer that there shall never be suffering, nor shall there be a commandment of labor. Stop right there. What? What? Let me read this. See, the Most High wants you to be a servant to others. He wants you to labor. Lucifer, he don't want you to do that. Let's read it again. And it is also a part of the plan of Lucifer, that there shall never be suffering, nor shall there be a commandment of labor, like unto the commandment that was given to Adam and Eve in the beginning. In the beginning. And the Father knew, 41. And it is because of the inexperience of Lucifer. What? It is because of the inexperience of Lucifer. This is why his plan ain't gonna work. Because Lucifer never went through a probational period. He don't understand it. That's why Yeshua had to come down here and experience it. He had to come into the flesh and experience it. And it is because of the inexperience of Lucifer that causes him to rebel against the Father and cause others to follow him in his rebellion of the plan of God. This is why we had to come into immortality and experience what we got to experience to be able to become a celestial being. Come on up out of here. And the Father knew that the only way that he could prove that his plan was the most righteous plan, yea, even the only plan that can be followed to find eternal happiness. Now listen to this. Listen to this. Is if he allowed Satan to be upon the earth and incorporate all aspects of his plan among the children of men. Stop right there. The Bible says in Isaiah 46:10 that he knows the end from the beginning. From ancient times, things that are not yet done. He already knew that Satan was going to rebel against his plan. This is the only way, I feel the Holy Spirit. This is the only way he could prove his plan. He had to get an opposition. There's an opposition in everything, he says. So he knew that his son was going to rebel against him. Think about that. Declaring the end from the beginning. He knew. He already knew. The Most High, that's how powerful the Most High is. Even at that time, when the heavenly meeting was being presented, he already knew it was going to happen. He needed, there's an opposition in everything. Let's read this again. And the Father knew that the only way that he could prove that his plan was the most righteous plan, yea, even the only plan that can be followed to find eternal happiness, is if he allows Satan to be upon the earth and incorporate all aspects of his plan among the children of men. That's why he gave him all his power back. And it shall come to pass that you of the later days shall see the fruits of the plan of Lucifer. Yea, ye shall see the nations of the earth lust after the blessings of Satan that come from following his plan. Can you see it? Can you see it? Whose eyes are open? Can you see it? Much love to everybody. And you shall think that you are happy following his plan. How many of y'all know people that think that are happy following his plan? That how many of y'all know people that are happy just following his plan? And ye shall think that you are happy following his plan. But in this you are deceived. For ye know that you are not happy. Stop right there. So now, what is the difference between the Father's plan and Lucifer's plan? I'm going to test you guys. What is the difference between the Father's plan and Lucifer's plan? There you go. There you go. There you go. The Father wants everybody to be equal. Satan wants somebody to be a slave to another person. That's the difference. And there's some people that love that stuff, man. That's why Yeshaya said, the greatest among you shall be your servant. When you're walking in God's plan, you are a servant. You see everybody as equal. Everybody. There's no rich, there's no poor. Everybody is equal. That's how God sees all of us. Yea, verse 44, and you shall think that you are happy following his plan, but in this you are deceived, for ye know that you are not happy. Yea, You receive the temporal happiness of your fruits, but you do not receive the eternal happiness that lasts forever, which is the happiness that the Father has promised unto you. And it shall come to pass that the people of the United States shall raise up their standard of living above all other standards throughout the world. And they shall have an abundance of all the fine things of the world. And Satan shall begin to introduce his ideas unto this great society. And he shall be their God. He shall do what? He shall be their God. Because you enjoy it. You love it here. You love Egypt. You can't get enough of it. Verse 46. Now listen to this. And to mock the plan of the Father. Listen to this. This is important. And to mock the plan of the Father. Yea, even to show forth his power among the people of the United States. In the later days, Satan shall cause that they shall inscribe upon their money the words, "In God we trust." Stop right there. They did that to mock God. Where it says, "In God we trust," they did that to mock him. Now let's precept this. Seal portion, we're going to precept it. 32 and 38. 32 and 38. Let's precept this. 32 and 38. And 38. And one of the ways that ye might know these things is by the money that you shall have among you in the later days. And if you look at this money, you shall notice that which Satan has caused you to inscribe thereon, even the words, "In God we trust." And you do trust in this God, even the money on which you have inscribed these words. But in the Lord you do not trust. For you have been led to believe that his ways are of the devil. And this money shall become the things that shall take you away from the gospel of Christ, even that you shall forget about his words and put your trust in this money. Seal portion 86. Seal portion chapter 86 and 47. Seal portion 86 and 47. And I have already explained this unto you, that they shall trust in their money above anything else upon the earth. And because of the miracles of their technology and their science, many of the people of the United States shall not know what it is to sweat by their own brow to sustain their lives. But they shall spend all the days of their lives in pursuit of money and the fine things of the world and the honors and glories that they shall set upon themselves. And they shall cause many wars and rumors of wars because of this standard of living that they shall establish for themselves. And their children shall abuse and dishonor their parents, and they shall desire only to have the money of their parents as their own, that they might have more of the fine things of the earth without laboring with their own hands to obtain these things. Boy, let's precept this. This is talking about your children in the United States, how they gonna be. Seal portion 72 and 14. Seal portion 72 and 14. Seal portion 72 and 14. This is your children. And the youth of this nation shall be unlike any other since the world began. For they shall be consumers of their lust, having been taught these things by their parents. By who? By their parents. By who? By their parents. And there shall be great markets set up in which are displayed all the fine things of the world. And the youth of this nation shall gather themselves to these markets and envy that which they do not possess, and buy all that they can purchase with the money that their hearts are set upon. And virtue and righteousness and honesty and integrity and hard work and sacrifice, yea, even all those things that are the fruits of righteousness, shall be a thing of the past. And the youth of this nation shall oppress their elders and cause great turmoil for their parents. For these youth shall desire all the fine things of the earth and center their hearts and thoughts upon these things, and care not for the poor and the needy, the sick and the afflicted that are among them. And the women of this nation shall rise up in power against the man and begin to control their husbands and look down upon them and set their hearts upon all the fine things of the world that they can get from their husbands, eating or each lusting after these things in their hearts. And the young woman shall lust after that which an older man can give unto her to make her comfortable and give her security in the lust of the flesh. And these women shall rule over their husbands and live in misery with them, lusting only after those things that they receive because of the money of their husband. Stop right there. Boy. Brothers and sisters, I pray in the mighty name of Yeshua that you got an understanding today of the new world order has been here for a long time. The Gentile rulership was over in 2019 when we got our records back. We just waiting for the bomb. We just waiting for the missiles. That's it. This nation, I mean, we just read about the nation. We just read about the United States, how they gonna act. This is the new world order. Your religions are set up. The women are acting crazy. The children are acting crazy. You acting crazy. You ain't laboring by the sweat of your own brow. What you waiting for? What you waiting for? It's already here. You crazy. That's what Christianity has done. You still waiting for something. What's in front of your face? The mark of the beast is here. It's your money in God that you trust. Giving all honor to the creator of the heavens and the earth, his son Yeshua, and to the Holy Spirit. You guys have a blessed day. Stay sucker free and stay prayed up. Shalom, you guys. Have a blessed day.